Hello, everybody. Welcome to 168 Radio and the Evolution of Eliesya. We are so pleased to have one of my sisters in the building, one of my fellow sisters in the Lyngale agency, Miss Sherita Tart. She is
Hi.
psychotherapist and she does a lot for the community. Miss Sherita, introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are, where you hail from, and what you do.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for having me on this morning. This is so exciting. I'm originally from Mississippi, but I've been in Atlanta probably for about, I don't know, maybe 13, 14 years now. I am a licensed psychotherapist for the state of Georgia and South Carolina. I've been in mental health for, oh my gosh, a very long time. Post licensure, pre-licensure, no licensure. Like I've just been in it. I've just been doing it. I work from home, which is great. I used to do the corporate America working from home, but since COVID, it made me lazy. So I decided, okay, well, I'm home. I'm just going to stay home. So
Right.
it's been pretty good. So yeah, I'm just trying to make it happen. Just trying to serve the community. Just trying to serve the people and give them what they need when it comes to mental health, especially now because it's just so important.
Yes. So
Yeah.
tell everybody, what is the field of psychotherapy and what do you do for people?
Well, the field of psychotherapy, if you take it back by definition, is just the study of human behavior. So what I do as a therapist, I study human behavior. And when people come in about their mental health issues, whether it's depression, anxiety, grief, loss, women issues, men issues, I try to find a way to help them to balance and just really get them back to a level of healthy functioning, help them make goals and set realistic goals and just try to get them back into whatever their life was before depression was a thing or before anxiety was a thing or before grief was a thing. And a lot of that just comes by way of whether I'm prescribing that they journal or I don't know, tap into some of these outlets like going to the gym or going for a walk, which is really trying to meet them where they are in their mental health and just get them back to life basically. And what I tell people is it's okay to not be okay, just don't stay in that corner. We all need to have
That's
a
right.
little bit of a reset and decompress. I mean, you're not going to always, it's not going to always be sunshine and rainbows, but and that's okay. But just let's just tap into some of these resources that are going to be useful for you so that you can just be the best you that you can possibly be.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm with it. I'm with it.
Oh
That
yeah.
sounds amazing. So, Sharita, I have read a little bit of your bio. Tell me about some of the acting that you do. I know you are my sister now, a fresh new journey in the Lyngale
Yeah.
agency. Tell everybody some of your previous works.
Well, I just finished actually a third film from a guy that I worked with on Fight Night. And if you haven't seen Fight Night, you got to go out and see Fight Night because it's a really good movie. But I have been on season 8 of For My Man, season 8, episode 25. So catch that. I play a doctor. I do have a feature film called The Perfect Mother that's out on Tubi, Amazon Prime, and Peacock. So yeah, I actually play a doctor in that too. It's funny because as a therapist, I'm always getting these doctor roles, which is, hey, if you
Yes.
want to typecast me, that's fine. I'll take the check. So yeah,
Okay.
just doing a little bit of stuff here and there, and I actually ended up getting booked for another project, but that got rescheduled. So I'm just waiting to hear from that. So I'm just trying to make it work and just trying to make it happen. Getting into modeling. Doing some commercials, and so it's been great. I've been in the game probably for about 2 years now.
Uh-huh.
So it's been a nice little ride. I mean, I can't complain. Starting from background and now, having these principal roles and co-star roles. I mean, it's been pretty great.
That's amazing. It's good to hear. I know myself. I joined TLA about 6 years ago. I saw them. They came to North Carolina to do Miss Jonice's show, the
Mhm.
No Heels to Heal show. They were absolutely fantastic. Dressed in Naraz Khan. I lost it. I said, "Oh my God, who are they?" And I found out who they were. And at the time, I guess, I don't know, I looked 21. I asked Miss Tina Bridges, I said, I would love to join your modeling agency.
Mhm.
She said, oh, no, darling. She said, you can't. She said, all of us are over 40. I said, well, at that time, I think I was like 42. I was like, well,
Oh,
I'm
wow.
42. She was like, you're 42? What? I cannot believe that. She was like, yeah, we would be glad to have you. So I have been in the group ever since. So I am very,
That's
very
awesome.
excited.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's pretty awesome. I know they have their show coming up on Sunday, so I get to walk my first show, which is a little nerve wracking, but that's okay. I think I'll be fine. I mean,
Well, I'm gonna be there with you. I'll be there with you. This is my first time walking with TLA and Agents Beauty. I've done a lot of other projects um, acting wise with them, but no modeling. I've been here in Georgia going on 2 years, so I'm looking forward to doing a whole lot more.
oh
And of
yeah, oh
course,
yeah.
y'all can see us. Our new skit out is called BFF, the series. So check out me and Miss Tammy D. Taylor and a bunch of
Ooh,
our TLA cast members in that new show. But
awesome.
Miss Sherita, so if
Okay.
somebody wanted to enlist some of your services, how could we? Are you paid by like private organizations, or can separate individuals enlist your services also?
Yeah, no, separate individuals can. I mean, if anyone wants to reach me, they can go out to my website, mypathwaycounseling.com, and all of my contact information is on there. I do a little bit of posting on IG, TikTok, sometimes Facebook, but you can mostly reach me through the website. If someone is in need of services, they contact me, I get them on the schedule, and we just go from there. I do private practice work, but I also sometimes will contract with other companies, if they need an outside mental
Yeah,
health person to come. I do, self pay if you don't have insurance. Of course, if you have insurance, then, I can bill that way too. But yeah, I mean, if you're and I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be, hey, I have a problem, I'm dealing with some anxiety, stress, or whatever. Some people just want to come to therapy because they need someone to talk to, and that's okay too. Because again, it's crazy out here day to day,
it
and we
is.
just
It
we need a
is,
place
especially
for it
with the
to go,
government.
especially with all that. And I get a lot of clients who come in with, hey, with the government and with all the racial stuff, like I'm just, I'm finding myself in this corner and I don't know what to do. And so it's
Yeah,
just, being able to kind of walk them through some of this stuff where they can kind of compartmentalize, a lot of what's
yeah,
going on. But yeah, it becomes a lot. It's pretty heavy out there, today.
yeah.
It's a little bit ridiculous, but
It
yeah.
is. It's a lot on the emotional landscape, for sure, for sure. So tell us, do you have some projects coming up that we might be able to go and check you out in? I know you told us about the Ageless Beauty. That is this Sunday, going on with the Lyngale agency. What else you got coming up?
Oh man, it's funny because I'm having my hands on a lot of things. I'm actually writing my first script, number one. Just finished it actually. And so
What's
yeah,
what's it
so I'm
about?
giving you that. Well, it's about my life. What else? My life. It's about this young lady
Okay.
who struggles, and with just, raising kids and working and just life in general with her faith even. I know for myself since starting my faith walk and just trying to trust God and just hand it over because so many of us we want to be able to control the aspect of just life and
Exactly.
what we do.
Yeah.
Some things may be in our control, but for a lot it's not. And so just learning how to take that walk, and it's like this little rom-com. She finds love. She's one of these people that doesn't really think much of herself, and it's kind of like some of my clients and myself. They come in, it's like, okay, my self-esteem, my confidence is just like zero. And so she struggles with that, but through prayer, through just having this great relationship with her mom and connecting with some of her past and having closure. I mean, she finds her way through, you know, a lot of her struggles and her healing, which is great. So I'm looking forward to bringing this thing to life and taking it to the big screen. The
Mm-hmm.
hope is that, I can do more of this, as I go, especially with the acting, with the modeling, and just trying to marry a lot of these elements. I definitely want to start developing groups for a lot of our people in our community as well, because I
Okay.
don't think we have enough of mental health groups. I don't think we have enough of substance abuse groups. I don't think we have enough of, in the Black community, and trying to gather our
Right.
people together, because for a lot
Right.
of us, we don't seek therapy because of the stigma,
The
because of
stigma, yes.
just,
Yes.
you've heard the saying, grandma and ma, well, we just gonna pray it away. That's
Right,
okay.
right, right.
I get that.
Yeah.
That's right. But you still kind of need this outlet. So just being able to house this thing, to develop something where people feel safe. They don't have to worry about the stigma of mental health. They can come, they can talk. It's all confidential, but it's just a place for them to just be who they are. You bring it, you leave it, and you don't have to worry about taking it back out the door with you, when you come in. So those are just a little tidbit of something that I'm kind of working on, just to, because we need it, and it's a lot of us that need it. We don't have enough access to it, so I want to be able to make it accessible to the people who are needing it.
Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. I see we got some comments coming in, it looks like. For anybody, y'all are free to comment if y'all have any questions that y'all would like to ask Miss Sherita. We would gladly welcome those comments.
Ask
Miss Sherita,
away, ask
I
away.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I you know that I am a celebrity fashion designer, model, actor, and all these wonderful things. And I have not been tested for ADHD, but I'm thinking that I might have a little ADHD. For years and years, I have had just like great ideas in
Mhm.
notebooks written down from concept to finish, but they've never been carried out, and I've always jumped to something else. Would you classify that as having a little bit of ADHD?
I kind of dealing with ADHD and making sure that it's fitted to the criteria, because there's so much that mimics so many things. Like, you can have something, but that something may mimic some other kind of mental health disorder. With ADHD, and especially in adulthood, because that's going to be a little bit different from what you typically would see, in kids. But if you're one of those people where you feel like, hey, I'm constantly, on this cycle where I start one project and I can't finish, or my focus isn't here, I can't concentrate, or for some people they get a little hyper,
Yeah,
with their symptoms. I could probably say there may be some issues that you're having that could classify it as ADHD, but we really won't know until you get evaluated. I would say seek out a good psychologist. Most
hmm,
psychologists will be able to evaluate, or behavior specialists that can evaluate you and say, well, this is what you have. Because it may not be ADHD, it may be some other mental health disorder that mimics those symptoms. And this is why having an evaluation is so important. I get a lot of people who like to self-diagnose, and I'm like, stay off of WebMD, just stay off of Google, stay off the internet. And if you want to
right,
be evaluated, then just have a good evaluation, so that you know, and that you're not just taking medication to be taking medication, uh,
right,
because the more information you have, and the more educated you are, the better and more sufficient efficient you can treat, the symptoms. So I would say to you, if you feel like that you are meeting some of this criteria, get an evaluation. You can get a referral from your PCP to go to a behavior specialist to get
okay,
an evaluation done. Or you can tap into some of these websites like Psychology Today or your insurance to find someone who tests and can evaluate you for those symptoms and get you back on the right track.
that was a big question, because like that was my next question. So how does one go about getting an evaluation
Yeah.
for one of those things? So that is great to know. So also, It seems like you have a wealth of information. I totally would be interested in having you on once a week doing a mental health and wellness show
Yeah,
here on 168 Radio if you were
awesome.
down to do that.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yes, I'm
Most
excited. I'm
definitely.
excited.
I'm
So,
excited. Yeah.
yes, tell us more about the field of psychotherapy, and then I want to create a nonprofit for people that have been affected by gun violence. My youngest brother was like a Nipsey Hussle in my hood, so he did a lot for the community, bought cars, bought houses, and bought a lot of great things for a lot of different people. Held community events. He would give haircuts to the whole community, book bag drives, just so many different things. But
Mhm.
unfortunately, there was a lot of jealous people in my community, and he was murdered, and he left six kids behind.
Oh, wow.
So that's a tragedy. But I
Yeah.
created a brand called Echelon Drip to
Okay.
in tribute for him, but
Wow.
not only him, but for
Right.
all the people that we have lost
Right.
to gun violence. So I
Right.
would love to partner with you and like
Yeah.
once people start, of course, signing in and getting the memberships to what we're doing and the events that we have going on, I want to kind of start me a nonprofit. In North Carolina, I had a licensed psychologist, and she had a business called Butterflies and Pearls, and she was one of my partner organizations with my organization. So I am hoping to do that here and continue the great works that I was doing in North Carolina here.
Yeah, no, and sorry to hear about your brother, but
Thank you.
that's unfortunately when you're in that kind of environment, you're are going to be subject to the elements,
Mm-hmm.
in that area. It's
Mm-hmm.
an unfortunate thing, because we grow up around it, and even though we may not be the person who's doing it, it's just what you're growing up around and what you're taking in, and it's unfortunate that he became, a victim to that. But I'm glad to know that you're in celebration of his life, that you're opening up
Yes,
a
definitely.
nonprofit, because that's so important, and especially in those areas, and that's what community really, when it comes to mental health, is all about and should be about. We should be able to go inside of these areas and set up camp and help these people, because again, this is what you grew up around, and for a lot of these folks, they can't get out of where they are. So if you
Exactly.
can't get out to get the help and to get the services, then we have to be able to bring it, to
Yeah,
them.
bring it to them. Yes, and that's
Yeah.
what I want. That's what I want to be able to do. So, y'all stay tuned because, as you can see, Miss Sherita Tart has agreed to do a weekly show, so we can
Yay.
help. We can help all of you out with
Mhm.
all of your psychotherapy needs, some things that you may be going through, and some ways to point you in the right direction. And definitely for all of you that have suffered anything related to gun violence, we are looking to definitely do some helping and
Oh
healing
yeah.
with the brand Echelon and Miss Sharita and
Oh
all
yeah.
of the partner organizations that we have that are going to be joining us. So we are looking forward to that. Also, I'll be teaching at South Fulton Art House soon here in Georgia. So if you have some availability, we'd love for you to come out and do some of your
Yeah.
sessions.
Just let me
Um,
know, just because I'm in it to do it. It's you talk about the gun violence. It's kind of like with 9/11. Once it was over, it was hard for people to really integrate physically, emotionally, mentally back into
back
society.
into
It was
society. Yeah.
it was just it was horrible. They didn't know what to do. Even Katrina, for that matter, like all these things. This is trauma, and
Yeah.
we have to be able to understand that, to tell someone, oh, it's okay, just move, just get over it, just, well,
And
if
that's
they
not
could,
easy.
they would. It's not easy. They
Exactly.
really are trapped inside of their own mental and emotional cage, and
That
they
is
can't
so
they
true.
can't get out of that. And if we're not helping them, what happens is they turn inward and they start to perpetuate that same cycle. And it's just, it
Mm-hmm.
continues over and over and over and over and over. So, you know, what you're doing and what I'm doing and what others alike are doing, I mean, I can appreciate that, appreciate the work, but we really got to be able to get inside of the trenches and do
Yeah.
this, you know. So
And
yeah.
I think the evolution of Elijah would be a great platform because people can tap in from their homes, from their computers. We have the comments open, so y'all are able to leave comments. You leave your questions. You can get in touch with Dr. Tart if you need to. So that's going to be amazing. We're going to be doing this once a week, y'all. So we're going to be able to reach a lot of people. I know myself has suffered from some PTSD, a lot of grief in my family. My brother being murdered, my mother passing on me as I was taking care of her. So
Mhm.
yeah, definitely a lot of things that we as Black people try to deal with on our own, and we take it internalized, and it's never dealt with. And
Right.
as you know, they say hurt people hurt people. So y'all, we are going to go on this mission to get our mental health under control with the help
Yeah.
of Miss
Most
Tart. So I'm
definitely,
very
yeah.
excited.
So
Very
yeah, so
excited.
let me ask you a question then, since you brought it up. How, so going through what you're going through,
Hmm.
how do you maintain mental health? What do you do for yourself?
Okay, so I am I am a connoisseur of cannabis. I love my cannabis. I use cannabis to help with my mental state, and it helps me with my mood, my attitude, my creativity,
Mm.
everything. That is one thing. I meditate a lot. I like to get outside in
Mhm.
nature and ground. Um, and I like to spend quality time with people that support where I'm going, my mission, and the things that I'm doing in my life. And then like protecting my energy, just like staying out of the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
there's a lot of things going on in the world, in Atlanta. Period. I mean, I don't go to everything. I'm not in everybody's face,
Right.
and I really like to stay humble and work and do, more community based projects to where I'm helping someone, and that for me is a big sense of fulfillment.
Yeah.
And as you know, of course, I'm a celebrity designer, so I spend a lot of time in front of the sewing machine in the quiet. Like literally, you can hear a pin drop when I'm working. So I really enjoy that.
No, and I appreciate you you know, saying that, because you know, as we talk about mental health, I mean, there's talking about mental health, but you know, what are we doing? Like, where's the self-care? You know, and
Hmm.
I'm big on self-care, you know, even for
Hmm.
my kids. My daughter, when you know, school is in, every so often it's like, well, can I stay home today? I'm like, okay, well, you know, you need a mental health day too, you know. And so I'm very big proponent on that. And as you talk about, you know, getting into some of the things that you like to do, from the celebrity designer to, you know, your cannabis to, you know, just if it's walking or going to the gym, we really need to be practicing some really good self-care,
Yeah.
you know,
Self
whatever that
care.
is,
Yeah.
whatever that looks like. You know, I tell my clients, tap into things that you used to do, want to do, things you want to do you've never tried before, if it's skydiving, whatever that looks like. But tap into a lot of this self-care stuff.
Yeah.
And even for my men, it's, you know, because you guys, you know, I don't want to say that you have it the hardest, but you kind of do, because most men are taught, you know, you fall off the bike, you suck it up, and you go on about your day. And
Yeah.
it's just, you know, when you grow up to be an adult, then you have these unhealthy coping habits and these unhealthy, you know, behaviors, because there was nothing for you to really tap into, you know, early on. So, and you're taught to kind of keep things on the inside. So, you
Yeah.
know, even for my men, it's like, you know, hey, you know, get involved in something, you know, create yourself a project. You know, I've had a
Create a
client
business. Yeah.
create a business. You know, I've had a male client who literally created this. in his garage, like this workstation area, where he would just create different projects, and he would, like, sell whatever he made or whatever that, looks like. And, that made him feel better, that made him feel good.
Yeah.
So whenever he was having a bad day, he'd go out to his garage, he'd get into a project he created, and that was his thing. So you
Yes.
have to be able to find some good self-care, getting the facial, getting your nails done, getting your feet done,
Yes.
again, going for a walk, whatever that looks like. I mean, get
Mm-hmm.
get busy, get your body moving, so that you're not setting up this mental and emotional atrophy,
Yeah.
for yourself. So yeah, get out and do something. Get
Yeah.
some sun in your
And
face.
then too, y'all, everyone, like I said, we have the new South Fulton Art House. So we're gonna be offering a lot of different classes. So you're gonna be able to come and see Miss Tart and come to class. We have a lot of performing arts teachers. We have me doing fashion. We have ladies doing dance. I have a ballet teacher. She's trained in all forms of dance. I have another dance teacher that does some more like pole dancing class. We're going to be doing hydro dipping. We're going to be doing baby Pilates. We're going to be doing a lot of aerobic exercises for the seniors and the children. A lot of craft projects, a lot of art projects, a lot of
Mhm.
music projects. We have a podcast studio. We also have a store where people can make things that come to the school and participate in our memberships, that you can come to the school and put your things in the store. So this is going to be a definitely positive outlet. It's going to be a safe space for people to come and air their frustrations if need be, but definitely also be able to come and do some healing and be
Oh yeah.
able to network as community and to grow. So we are very excited about this. I'm very excited to have Miss Sherita to
Oh
be a
yeah. This
part
is
of
exciting.
it.
Yeah, this is gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it, actually. This is gonna be great.
Yes, it is
Yeah.
going to be amazing. Working
Awesome.
with Mr. Arrington, I'm looking forward to it, and definitely looking forward to us ripping the
Yeah,
runway some more.
listen. Oh yeah, that's gonna be exciting too. And it's funny talking about self-care. One of the reasons why I got into acting was because of self-identity. And I needed an outlet from all this stuff that I'm taking
Yeah,
in. And as a
yeah,
therapist, I'm not afraid to say that I see a therapist. I mean, I think everybody should have a therapist. You need to have somebody, for you.
yeah.
But yeah, it's allowing me to have an identity other than being the mom and being a therapist. Like I needed something else, and getting on the runway too helps me with my own personal stuff that I deal with, like my shyness or my anxiety. So
Right, 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 right.
we all have our stuff. I never think, and here's the misconception. We go, just like we go to a doctor, we think doctors never get sick, nurses never get sick. I mean, these people live on the edge. It's but
Exactly.
as a therapist, we have our own stuff too. I mean, yeah, we come in and we put on the face, and we just because we're helping you. I mean, that's what we're
Right.
supposed to do. But understand, I mean, everybody is going through their own stuff. So don't ever look at it as, hey, this therapist is gonna think I'm crazy. They're gonna think I'm no. We go through our own stuff as well. So it's, you get into something, you find a way to have an outlet to get the stuff off of you. Take care of you and love you, and
Yes.
in every aspect. Yeah.
Yes, a positive outlet. So we
Yeah.
definitely are trying to bring some positive outlets. I like doing things naturally. If we can do anything without medicine, we're definitely going to do that.
Most
The
definitely.
naturopathy kind of way. So I am so looking forward to it. Y'all, it has been the utmost pleasure to have my sister on board. Y'all can look forward to
Yeah.
us coming to you weekly to do our mental health and wellness section with
Awesome.
Miss Sherita.
Yes, 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 yes. Looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome, y'all. We are going to create a safe space for y'all to come back and talk about your needs with Miss Psychotherapist, radio psychotherapist, Miss Sherita Tosh.
So
I'm
call in with your
excited.
questions and let's do it, because yeah, this is going to be amazing. And I'm so happy that you have tapped into this. You've been blessed to have a platform to bless somebody else, and it's
Yes.
just it comes full circle. And so, to because like you say, a lot of people don't access. They don't have the money. They don't have the insurance. I mean, there have been times where I've done therapy and I haven't charged anything because you have a need. And, you know, I want you to be able to take care of it. I don't want you to have to stress about not being able to pay for a therapy session. Let's just talk about what we need to talk about and get you back on the right track. So I'm
Yes.
so
Yes.
glad and happy that I was able to come on and just give some good information. And I look forward to
Yes.
us hooking up and just like really just, you know, hitting the grind on this thing. Cause again, a lot of people need it. And so I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yes, and I'm very to have you, very happy to have you, very happy with us. I just feel like this is going to be something great, and it's
Oh
going to
yeah,
take off, and it's going to help a lot of people. So I'm very excited.
most
Well,
definitely.
y'all,
Yeah.
until the next time, we are going to be signing out. Miss Sherita, tell everybody on your social media platforms where they can find you.
Yeah, so you can reach me on IG, Therapeutic Actress, or you can, my website, mypathwaycounseling.com. All my contact information is there. I'm on TikTok as Therapeutic Actress, Facebook, Sherita. So you can, you know, reach me there. And I look forward to your questions. If you have any, again, you can reach me out on those platforms. And yeah, let's just do this.
All right, and y'all definitely look out for Miss Sherita Tart on Tubi, on Amazon Prime, and some other things because she is on the rise, y'all. I,
Listen, hopefully I
I
can get
wait.
this Oscar. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm aiming for. So let's do this.
You already know that's the goal. You and me both. The Tony, Oscar, a
Yes,
Webby. I
yes.
need them all.
Listen, all of them, all of them.
All of them, yes. Well, y'all, we're going to keep this melanin popping and we're going to stay gorgeous. And I want y'all to do the same too. Love yourself. Always know that you are first. Know your worth. And
Yes,
definitely reach out to us here on the
yes,
Evolution of Elijah and Miss Sherita Tart. Reach out
yes.
to us. We'll be back for more episodes. Y'all, if y'all have any comments or questions, please post them. We are here for you and we are here to assess your mental health needs. This is the Evolution of Elijah, signing off with Miss Sherita Tart and your host with the most, Edward Elijah. Y'all come back, stay tuned. We'll be back for another action-packed episode. So y'all stay tuned. Much love to you. Much blessings. Be good or be good at it or both. Much love. Bye, y'all.
Bye.